to Tactical Talk. This is Zain. Today the topic of our show is, will Catalonia secede in the near future? Today the guest of our show is Alfons Lopez Tena. He's a politician and author and also a public intellectual. He is the former deputy of the Parliament of Catalonia, and he's also the former member of Spain's Council of the Judiciary. We will be discussing if Catalonia will gradually separate from Spain. Welcome to our show, Alfons Lopez Tena. This is Zain Khan. It's a pleasure to have you on Tactical Talk.
Thanks very much, Zain.
Alfons Lopez Tena, let's get to the first question. What are the arguments of the people who want independence?
Well, as you know, it's a parallel path taken by Scotland, Catalonia, and Flanders inside the countries that are members of the European Union from a lot of time ago, but moreover in the last 10 years, more or less. That is, since there is a political union in the European Union and economical and single market in the European Union, is to try to get all the powers that an independent state gives a country, instead of being submitted or under another country that rules you. So since it's easier, and because there's stability given by the single market inside the European Union, that has empowered these countries to make a push for independence in the last years.
Let's get to the second question. What are the arguments of the unionists, the people who want to stay together with Spain?
The arguments of the unionists in all these countries, also in Belgium, in United Kingdom, in the Kingdom of Spain, are always more or less the same. First is stronger together, better together, telling that it's better to be part of a bigger state, of a bigger country like Belgium, like United Kingdom, not so bigger in the case of Belgium, but bigger than Flanders in any way, and the United Kingdom or the Kingdom of Spain, that being alone, that going alone. Second is a question of a matter of sentiment, a matter of feeling. They feel part of the Scottish people, of the Catalan people, of the Flemish people, feel themselves as being Spanish as well, or being British, or being Belgians. So they don't see the point of separation, of secession, since they feel, well, as part of a country that they feel their own. You know, all these countries, there are part of the population that feel themselves that they are a different people, they are a different country. So the independence or autonomy or self-government has a sense, and another part, more bigger or lesser part of the country, that of people of this country that feel themselves as just a region, just a part of a bigger country, like it would be Britain or Spain or Belgium. So that's the second argument. They don't see the point of independence at all, since they feel themselves as a part of this other country. And third, it's moreover all the risks, uncertainties, all the liabilities, well, we know how things are going on like this. We have been part of Spain or part of the United Kingdom or part of Belgium from a century to century, 3 centuries old. So what's the point of changing that? What's the point of going an adventure that you never know if it's going to go well or bad? You never know if it's going to succeed or fail. So that's the third kind of arguments that unionists give, that is not different from the arguments that all in other situations in other countries that go to, or achieved independence in the past, unionists there said. Better to be in the British Empire, that's stability, that's powerful, it's better to be here. We know how it's better to improve our lot inside the British Empire than not to go outside and begin a sailing that we don't know where we are going to. Talking about India or Emirates or all the African countries that were part of the British Empire not so much ago, 50 years ago, 70 years ago.
Let's get to this third question. You've written many articles on this subject. In your opinion, do you think the majority of people of Catalonia want to stay with Spain, or do you think they want independence?
In my opinion, I'm not only an intellectual in these matters, I also work a lot on this, and I have a political actively political on this matter and other matters as well. Well, in the case of Catalonia, it's a complex matter. I mean, I think that more or less, 50%, the people of Catalonia is divided more or less at 50%. 50% are against independence. It depends on the polls. It depends. In fact, the peak of pro-independence was achieved in 2013, and it was around 49%. Now it's 35% only. And the other 50%, but it depends on the years, depends on different circumstances, are for. But my guess is that people in Catalonia that say that they are for independence, they don't really want independence, they just wish independence. It's more a desire than a matter of wanting it really. I mean, it's not easy to get independence, especially when the country you belong to is strongly against it. That is the case of Spain. And you need a lot of activity, you need a mindset to get independence that I think that Catalans that say that are for independence utterly lack of. They don't really want, they just wish independence, they wish to feel themselves that it would be better to be independent, but they are not willing to do what it takes to get independence. That's the reason that the Catalonian independence movement has stalled. That's the reason that it doesn't go forward, and that's the reason that it's not going to be achieved. More than the other part, around 40–50% of the population are against.
Alfons Lopez Tena, why do you think it's still a far-fetched idea that they would be achieving independence in the near future?
Well, because I more or less explained it already, because there is not a real willingness to get independence. In 2000, you may see what has happened in these last years. In 2012, the main Catalan parties that won the elections and formed government said, we are going to have a referendum on independence in 2 years' time, regardless of what the Spanish government says. I mean, it's better to have an agreement, as Scotland has in that time with the British government, to have an independence, a referendum about independence that is accorded, that is the two parts, central government, British or Spanish government, and the Scottish or Catalan government established jointly was the terms and conditions of that referendum. But anyway, they said, we are going to do it regardless of what the Spanish government says. Well, in 2 years' time, they approved a bill in the parliament to have this referendum. The president signed a decree establishing the date of the referendum, and in that case, the Constitutional Court of Spain forbid it. And they, well, just walked away. They stepped back. From that moment on, it has going down. Now, they say again, we are going to have a referendum. In that case, it's in 1st of October, next 1st of October 1st, regardless of what the Spanish government says. And nobody believes it. Only the diehards, pro-government minions of pro-Catalan government minions believe that. Nobody believes that. So everybody knows that this referendum is not going to be held. that if you see the stock exchange, if you see all the economical indicators, you will see the indexes, the risk of interest. You see that, well, do you feel from there that in just a month and a half, a country like Spain that forms part of the European Union, that is the third, fourth GDP bigger European Union country, a main part of the euro currency, is going to lose, without any agreement, is going to lose a country that is 20% of its GDP, that is 24% of its exports. If it was, if everybody believed that in the international, I mean, markets or the international governments, it will be a very, very huge crisis inside the European Union at the same time as Brexit and in the world as at large. But you see that nobody moves. And nobody moves because nobody believes that. They all think that the Catalan parties and the Catalan government and the Catalan people will do now the same that they did in 2014. That is to protest, to say that, well, that's contrary to democracy, not to allow people to vote, but no more than that. No more than protests. Maybe a little bit of violence now, maybe, but no more than that. So independence is not on the agenda, and I think that is going to begin to go down. In fact, I told you before, the polls, it had a peak of 49% in 2013, and it's lower than 35% now, because it's impossible to maintain attention on a political objective like independence for so many years without any achievement and without any perspective of any achievement.
Okay, last question. Do you think it's economically viable for places to achieve independence from countries they're a part of?
Well, yes, it is. You may see in the world there are nowadays 200 independent countries. There were only 60 independent countries 70 years ago. Now there are 3-4 more than that. There are 200. And it depends on globalization. I mean, if you are a country that has a free access to the other countries with the GATT, OMC agreements inside the European Union or inside all the other trade deals that there are on the world, you can freely export to other countries. So you are economically viable. You may see that Scotland has 5 million people, Catalonia has 7.5 million people, Flanders, I'm not very sure nowadays, but I think that is more 6 or 7 million people, that is higher, and GDP is higher than a lot of independent countries worldwide, in the same Europe or in in Africa or Asia or America. And you don't ask if there is viable the independence, economical viable independence of Laos, or the independence of Kuwait, or the independence of Yemen. So, or the independence of all the stands in Central Asia. More or less, all countries, when they achieve independence, they go through and they live. There are countries that go well, there are countries that go bad, and there are countries that go horribly bad. But in any case, they won't never go back. There are no countries that say, well, since independence is not a good thing to have, let's go back to be governed by our former master. Even in that cases, that is evident that independence doesn't work, like Somalia, or like Haiti, or like any other failed states, or that suffer under horrible dictatorships, as Zimbabwe. But they don't say, well, let's call the British to go back here to govern us. They don't say that.
Thank you so much, Alfons Lopez Tena, for being on Tactical Talk. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you, Zain.
This was Alfons Lopez Tena, a politician, author, and also public intellectual. We were discussing, will Catalonia secede in the near future? Until the next episode of Tactical Talk, this is Zain. Take care and goodbye.